Yeah. Did it. Okay, so we've got Green Book 1, Advanced Series. Mark Heckman. Yes. Nancy Frisbee. Steve Getler. Irma McNeil. Yay, 100%. And everybody inside. Let's see. 7. Wow. That's great. Thanks for coming. Well, we've got a few things going on. Monday, Love Songs Workshop. We're gonna no coughing. We're gonna do. I'm gonna do what rhythm and to what song. I'm gonna play it like a concert, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing and using to make it happen. A lot of the love song rhythms. So that's Monday the 14th at 2 o'clock. A lot of you are already on here. The next event is the patriotic concert and dessert. John Riley, our president and owner, is coming on Tuesday, February 22nd. And it's at 1:30 to 3. I'm going to play a patriotic concert, and then we're going to give you dessert. Oh, I forgot to say, on the Love Song Workshop, you got to bring a dessert. Okay. Then in March, there's the Taste of Punta Gorda, Taste the Town thing, where there's all these booths and all this food. And it's on Lashley Park again. Yep, and they got all kinds of restaurants there. Dessert, drinks, beer and wine, arts, crafts, kids, fun zone, music through the afternoon with the Boogeymen. I remember them. The man that's the Rotary Club. Punta Gorda. March 6th. Then we're having Dennis Aw doing a big day at Kingsgate on March 22nd. I think it's March 22nd. We'll have all the details, but mark that down. It's going to be one of those great days. He'll have a booklet, and we'll have all the organs there, and he's just going to do his magic. Learn a lot of stuff. Yeah, we'll get that, the sign-up list, and there's a minimal charge to go. All right, and there's some other Zoom events coming up. I've got we're doing some medium, small organ workshops on Zoom. You can get something out of, but then I think there's a Dennis Law Zoom too. I'm not sure. Okay. Green Book. Where are you at? There it is. Green Book 1. Yeah. I lost my Green Book 2 with all my writing in it, but yeah. Yep. And we caught the person that took it. They're in jail right now. No, just kidding. I ran the lineup and I had a point. That's dumb. I thought that was funny. Okay. Let's see. Don't be cruel. Wasn't that the awesomest? Ba ba do 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 ba ba. Okay, who liked the swing train one? Do 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 do. Who liked the rock and roll ultra style? Ba ba. Both of them. The ultra style one, the rock and roll was lined up better, but the other one has more of the authentic boogie woogie piano bass. So great. So this is a pretty song. I remember for years people loved this song more. More. P. Guardero nel Core. Later released under the international title More, is a pop song adapted from the film score written by Ritz Orleani and Nino Oliviero. There's a lot of names I'm not going to be able to pronounce. For the 1962 Italian documentary film Mondo Cany. Orleani and Oliviero originally composed the melody as an orchestral arrangement that served as the film's theme music. Italian lyrics were provided by Marcello Circolani, which were adapted into English by Norman Newell. It has since become a pop standard. The film Mondo Cany is a documentary and uses a variety of music to accompany various segments. Some melodies were used repeatedly in different styles, each named for a part of the movie where the music is used. Of the 15 music tracks of the soundtrack album, one melody is presented 6 times, another melody 2 times. The melody, which became known as More, is presented 4 times, named Lifesavers Girls. The Last Flight, Models in Blue, and Repla Street, in styles ranging from lush to march and 3/4 waltz. More is one of Ortolani's acclaimed and influential works. It won the 1964 Grammy Award for Best Instrumental Theme. It was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 36th Academy Awards in 1964, where it performed by in English by Katina Raniere. The nomination led Ruggiero Deodato to hire Orleani to compose the score for his film Cannibal Holocaust. Then Frank Sinatra did it, Duke Ellington, Nat King Cole, Andy Williams, Roy Orbison, Glenn Campbell, The Supremes, Vic Damone did it. Yeah, a lot of many others. I always like this song because of the counter melodies that people I've seen do. And so I'm going to show you how to do it.
Cary is given the lesson?
Yeah.
All right. Here it is. Well, I'm going to give you all this is advanced lesson, so I'm going to give you all the chords that I do. So on first line, right past the F chord, you're going to put an F major 7th, E, F. Right before the D, like I'm doing F. Well, I'm still holding that C. I'm hitting that F major 7th, E, F. Then what we'll do is we'll go down to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line, right after the A 7th and E. Put a fill. Then above, this is the counter melody. Above the third measure, the first note, G, where it says Ev, last line, so we're still on the last line. First page, last line. Above the G, put a D minor major 7th. D minor major 7th, which in your booklet, it's C sharp DF. Oh, by the way, the first D minor chord right there on that line, make sure you play straight D minor. Don't make it a 7th yet. Get rid of the 7th on top of it. The little minor 7th, we don't want that. Just regular D minor. We're going to put it, yeah, we're doing this little counter melody. You'll see. So we're starting off D minor on that F where it says more. Then when we get to the G, we're doing the D minor major 7th. which is C sharp D F. Next page, first note, arms, the F. That's where the D minor 7th goes, C D F. The first note of the second page. C D F, D minor 7th. And then a G 7th above the G where it says hold. The next measure. G 7th. G. So there's the special chord progression. D minor major 7th, D minor 7th, G 7th. It's a descending thing. It causes it by doing those chords. Then now we're going to do it again, but we're going to do it also with the right hand counter melody. Can you see, anybody tell me where those chords are going to land again in the song? Where's those chords we just did? Second page, fourth line. Yes, you got it. The D minor. Look, that one's regular. See? So that one's regular. So what you're going to do is underneath the F note, you're going to write a straight horizontal, a D note. Right underneath that F. You're going to be playing them together. Or it says I. Now, above the G note where it says Nev, what chord goes there?
Major 7.
The D minor major 7th. Above the G where it says Nev, the next measure over. For bonus round, what note would go underneath the G? No. No. Not. It's a counter melody going the opposite direction.
D.
D? Well, we just hit a D. How do you make a D minor major 7th? C sharp D F. So what note goes underneath the G? C sharp. It's the C sharp.
202.
C sharp goes underneath the G. We're descending. We're going down.
2.
All right. So the next measure, where the F is, where it says before, above that F is a D minor 7th.
Thank you.
Where are you again?
All right. I'm on the second page, fourth line. We started with the D minor, and right underneath that F, we put a D note. And then above the G, we put a D minor major 7th, and we put a C sharp underneath the G note. And then the next, on the F, the last measure of that line, we put a D minor 7th above the F. And what note goes underneath the F?
B, I guess.
What's the note that's in the chord? How do you make a D, what? We're descending. Descending, that's going up. What's after C sharp? going down. C. It's a C. You'll get it. You'll see. So the descending thing is a D, C sharp, C. So you're going to be holding those notes as you're doing those. Now you'll get this next one. Second page, last line. Above the G note, where it says heart. What chord goes there? G seventh, okay. And what note goes underneath the G? That's going up. We're going down. No, that's too far. That's not yet. Come. We just hit a C.
B.
B! B as in boy. It's a B. This is going to be the song that breaks through a lot for you. You're going to say, oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, the one next to the, wherever we are, it's the next note down, B. Then, the G minor, 7th. What note goes below that F note? The B flat. There it is. So here's a big thing that came to me years ago. I like patterns. I was like, oh, they're using notes that are in my chord in my right hand. That's how harmony works. How do you think that's how the buttons work? They don't know what to do unless once you hit the chord, they're like, oh, okay. And they put the notes in there from the chord. So if you use the duet, that's what duet would be doing, these notes right here. They would be adding these notes for you. I told you. Yay. And then at the end of the song, you're going to put underneath. Some people know chords. Last note. There's an F chord on top and an F note. What two notes would go underneath that F to make it a full F chord? A, C. Well, actually, C, A. C, then A. Yes, you got it. C underneath the F and then A underneath the C. Full chord. Yeah. Just 3 notes just to finish it. Why not? Give it to you. Show you how to do it. All right, so this is again how it should be looking. The only thing on the first page is the E, F, and then on the bottom, the D minor major 7th on the first page. Then we have the D minor 7th on the top of the next page, and then a G 7th. And then we go down to the 4th line, and that's where we're doing the same chords, but we're adding a note. Now what I'd like you to do is you need to hold those notes through till you get to the next note. So that D, if we're on the 2nd page, 4th line, when you're hitting that D and F, you're holding it as long as that F, you know, and then it's good to actually hold them and to actually do the notes that are next, and I'll demonstrate that. Right? See? So you're holding it with your thumb and the thumb is going down. It's going to be great. So I've got 4 different ways to do it. Different rhythms you can use are Frank and the Count, and that's going to be I don't know whose version. I guess it's Frank Sinatra's version. Then there's an Andy Williams version with Ballroom Latin. And then there's the Parrot Buffet version with one of those guys. And then there's the Steve Lawrence Strings 101. So the Frank and the Count version, we're going to do, I don't have it written down. We're going to do Frank and the Count rhythm. Wherever it is. There it is. At 120 up to D. Transpose up to D. It's too rough. Yay! Maybe 120 was too fast.
Think so. For me, anyway.
Too fast. Frank and the Count, and because the comes in the gaps of the song. So this is the Performer SU430D. I found Frank and the Count under Special. Frank and the Count a lot of times is standards. So a lot of times it's under Big Band. So if I go to the Legend, Frank and the Count, it's under Big Band. $110. Yeah. Now on the second page, fourth line. If you have your brain can't handle it all, the best thing to do, you can drop the D minor major 7th and D minor 7th and just do those right hand notes. That's good enough. You're hearing it in the right hand. If you can't do both, that's a lot to think about doing both at the same time. You just need to, I'm going to do it right now with just straight D minor that whole rest of the line. And then G7. I got to hit the G7 though on the next line. So it'll be good enough just to do the D minor and just you're doing a counter melody. So I'm going to put up the screen. I'll do it over here. It's the big screen. Now I'm on the Patriot. Patriot. Okay, so it's like this. Yay! How about it here? Here's many songs that do the counter melody. Someday you'll just be able to just tell me.
You were on the Zoom. You were on there, it showed you.
Chim Chimaree. Well, I know. I'm just. That's the classic counter melody. Orc Plus does it for you a lot. Yes. Yeah, I didn't want to kill you. I didn't want to kill you halfway in the song. I saved it for the end. You could have done it over there. You could do the same thing. There's so much you can do with this song. I held back. I was like, I don't want to kill them. They're not going to make it past the first line. So I'll wait. Get you warmed up. So here is another. I don't know. Time in the bottle. Chim Chimaree. It's in a lot of stuff, but this one especially. I showed you. I know. Well, that's. Someday you'll be like that. Next one, Andy Williams, Ballroom Latin. Ballroom Latin is some instruments. It's Latin full band, the first variation. When you like on the Fanfare or the Easy series, it was Latin full band. Now you just hit Latin. It's in Latin, Ballroom Latin. There it is. But he did it up to F. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something. I'm going to put on Swing and Sway again. No, I mean Frank an account. And I'm going to save it in a preset. I'm going to go from one to the next. So I was in D. Because that just sounded like, when they're selling the Reader's Digest stuff on CDs, like it comes out the next one. That's just what it sounded like to me. They changed keys on purpose to get you like, ooh, what was that? So we're going to do that. Show you that demonstration here.
Oh, damn.
Memorize A2, okay. All right, so this one, if you listen to Andy Williams, it's the same type of thing. I'm using preset 4.
Oh, we hear it slow. Not going right. Cutting in and out.
Wait. I'm going to go down the F. I was playing too low on the organ. Here we go.
Cutting out. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's him or it's my iPad. Cut out. Might be Zoom. Must have told me. No, it's him. Oh, he's back.
Do that again. I'm going to give you a little bit more advanced thing. Listen up for this, everybody. On the okay, first page, third line, third measure. You're going to put in between the B flat and the A D and an F note. That's going to make what people do. I showed you. A D and an F note going up, and that's a special G minor 7th chord. Then, on the next straight down, above the G minor, the low G, you're going to put... So you guys are in the mode now. What two notes? Anybody can answer. What two notes go between the low G and that F? Think the chord. The chord's sitting right there. The chord's sitting right there. The notes are in the chord.
Both the notes are in.
A B flat.
Okay.
So we got a G, B flat, then what? And then the F. A D. I wanted you to tell me. A D.
Mm.
So on that fourth line, last measure, the notes are G, B flat, D, F. And guess what? That's a full G minor 7th chord. That's how harmony's working. That's how the cascade works. We're just cascading ourselves up. You can just get the organ with cascade, it'll do it for you. Okay, so here's the new product. So I'm saving it, not yet. Now I'll do it. Or any way you want to fit it in there. You can hold it, or you can just go evenly, whatever you want to do. You hear what that chord does?
Is that Shorty?
That's Shorty.
Now, a augmented chord and a D minor major seventh is very similar. It's really almost the same thing. We have to do this chord because we want the bass to stay D. But anyway, these are the chords that give you angst, like, oh, they're emotional. Better, like a diminished chord is like more like, I don't know what's going on right now, but this is like, watch. See? And now it's happy again. Really happy. And then we're coming back. Na, 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 na. There it is right there in the melody. All right, so second page, fourth line. Man, I added some of the Columbia coffee in my coffee today. It made a difference. Because I was using the house blend and the breakfast blend. I said maybe it was too much coffee. I went back to the Columbia. Sure made a difference. So on fourth line, second page, fourth line, I've got a low G and an F. What goes in between there? B flat and D. It's the same thing. There we go. So now we're revving up for that ending. I'm going to start on third line, fourth measure. All right. Great presets, 8. 8 upper and lower, it's perfect. 8 is great for that ballroom Latin, upper and lower. Next one's Parrot Buffet. Anybody name what Parrot Buffet was originally made for?
Parrot buffet.
Parrot Buffet. Parrot Buffett. Jimmy Buffett, yeah. But with altar style.
Is that mine?
Now, some of you may want to add Venus to your list if you have the Marquis or Grand Venus. Actually, Grand Marquis. Venus is another background that will really help this song with the altar style and drum variation. This also is an F.
Cary,
Yes.
there's nothing that we can hear on Zoom when you play that organ.
Oh, what?
We could hear you on the other organ, but not that organ.
Thanks for. Oh, wait. Oh man, I was all excited too. You guys aren't even hearing anything.
I hear a little bit, but not much.
A little bit. Sorry about that. Okay. So I'm going to leave it running. You tell me when it. You hear it now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Oh. I don't know what would happen. How about that?
Yes.
Was that nice?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
So interestingly, the Parrot Buffet 8 is the same as Ballroom Latin 8. Here we go. So when you're adding, yes, third line. Oh yeah, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can. I just see. Yes, you can do the second page, third line. You can add a DF in between that B flat and A. Also, if you want, same look as the first page. So this song is one of those that I've seen organists play a lot, and I watched her hand. And I'm like, now you know what's so neat is when you learn this way, looking at the screen all the time. Hopefully, when you're looking at it, you may be able to see more and more and more. That's all I need to do is if a concert artist play, and I know the song, and I've been doing it, and I've already got my stuff going on with it. When I see he does it, I could see the little changes. I just need to. I don't have to see it written out. I just need to see his hand. I remember there's some players that I come over and they stop playing. I'm like, oh man. And then it reminded me of this guy. He worked, not all of them. Some of them are like, oh, you like that? Here, look at this. And then I'm like, oh, okay, that was a lot. But I remember this one guy. He worked here, and he was in construction before he worked out, but worked here. He worked here probably, I think, a week. But anyway, he was telling me that he was framing windows or something. And he went over, and there was an experienced guy doing his thing, and then he stopped. The experienced guy stopped, and he says, how come you stopped? He's like, I'm not going to show you what I took years and years to learn. And, you know, you're not. And he's like, oh. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, I see where that happens sometimes to me, you know. They're like, I'm not showing you. But guess what? I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to give you everything. I'll show you the secrets. Yeah. Yeah, someone showed them. Well, maybe they went to school for years. So I remember one time Jason Bontrager, I remember we were up at corporate, and I heard this fill-in I wanted to know. And I went in, it was him. And I went over to him, and he says, oh, you like that? And he showed me, and he gave it to me, and I worked on it, and he liked that. And then I gave him something. He liked this. He liked this thing. He liked that, and I showed him, and then he couldn't do it at first. So I was like, wow. So he worked on it, and then one day he did it, and he looked at me, and I was like, yay. So anyway, I thought that was cool. So we're sharing with you the secrets, how to sound great. Sometimes if you get now, duet could do the same thing for you. I just used normal and it has duet on. I did the chords, the counter melodies happening perfectly. So you either tried it, this is manually how to do it. So if I had on 8, and you're going to have to depend on the fingers that maybe aren't your best to do the melody because you're using your thumb. And you're going to have to depend on your middle finger, the ring finger, and your pinky to do some of this stuff. And it'll strengthen it. All right, then the last one. So we had Frank and the... Let me save that one. Then the Frank and the Count. No, not Frank. Strings 101 is Steve Lawrence. And this one is in D. So Strings 101. Not with alter style. That's one step. When you're going from one thing to another, sometimes it doesn't sound right. Things to look at is, did I put my transposer where it's supposed to be? Did I shut off alter style if I don't need it? Those two things don't shut themselves off. Here we go. Watch this. "92. Yay! Yes. Uh-huh. You can add that all the other places. Yeah. The EF can be anywhere between an F and a D minor. I just didn't want to make it to where you can't even do the song. But yeah, the clues, that's what I found. Here's what the thing I wanted to do is, I've noticed some players, they do everything possible constantly in the song, and sometimes it's like, I didn't know any better. Now it's like, oh, that's a little much. So you can like say, okay, I'm gonna lightly add it here, then I'll put it here, and then I'll really hit it hard on the end. So just like changing presets. Some of them, when I went to the clarinet, everything was quiet because it was a preset 1. Same idea. Bigger on the end, 9 and 10 are big, 4 sometimes is big, but 1 and 2 is small. Same thing with your chords. You don't want to overwhelm and to show everything you got right away. Save it and then go, whoa. So yeah, I don't know. That's a great piano, that 8 Society piano. It sounds like Liberace or whatever those guys are. Typher, whatever. What's those two guys that play the pianos together? Franny and Teitcher.
Cary,
Yes.
Cary,
Yes.
Cary,
Yes.
did you have any favorite presets for Carrot Buffet and Strings 101?
Strings 101, I liked I liked 0. I liked 1. 7. And then 8. But I was doing a lot of full chords with that one. But yeah, 4.
Mine and July.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you know? So then, what is it? Parabuffet? That one I liked 8 a lot. So here's the sound, starting with all 4 of them. I did that one wrong. Sorry. Hey! What happened there? We did it. Tempos. Frank in the count. Probably 100. And then, in the ballroom Latin, I was at 104. Parrot buffet, I did 110, maybe a little bit less. And strings 101, I did at 92. Isn't that great? Yeah, Strings 101 was great. Yeah. Now that has its own little descending thing going on in the background, that's on its own. It goes. The other two have the neat Latin beat. Again, try Venus also will work good with it. Any questions? Hope you enjoyed it.
Mhm. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Cary.
Anybody's head exploding? All right,
Carrie,
well, have a great day.
Carrie, I do have a question.
Okay.
Where you're holding the notes, like on the second page, you say we're holding that note with our thumb
Yeah,
on the right hand.
yeah. The thumb is descending down.
Okay. And then you're playing all those other notes with the rest of your hand
Yeah,
while you're descending down with the thumb.
yeah. Gonna be these last. Yes.
Last three.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Good
Good
enough.
job.
Thank you. You did a great job today.
Thanks.
Every
See
day.
you later.
As always.
Yes.